Hey, what's going on? It's Tafty from Tafty's Home for Wayward Guitars. And here we are again. Just like I promised, today is body day. So, no great surprise. I've changed the design. Not completely. I'm keeping the same outline and what the guitar looks like. It's just that I've changed a couple of cool aspects of it. I'll show you. We'll go to the bench cam and I'll show you what I've done. Then we're going to take my design. We're going to cut this out and we're going to transfer it to a piece of MDF and make a template out of it. We got a lot going on. So come on back. Alright, so now that we have the bench cam up, hey. Let's take a look at the design and the changes I've made. So as you can see, basically it's the same outline of the guitar. I've updated the pickup routes to the actual mini humbucker routes. And that looks pretty cool. They'll be direct mounted with no rings. The bridge, I've taken away the tailpiece because I'm not going to do a Gibson style tune-o-matic and tailpiece because I have also decided not to give it any neck angle. Just a design thing. So I'm going to get some kind of a fender bridge. I'm thinking of a short telly bridge with the brass saddles. I just always wanted to build a guitar with one of those because I think they're kind of cool. So I'll probably use that since it is not unlike a telly. So the other design aspect that I changed is I reversed direction of the swoop. As you can see from the lines I've erased, maybe, it used to go in this direction, same as the GT500. I've reversed it so that the control cavity will be normal sized, normal depth. That kind of played into what I could and couldn't do with the GT500 as far as depth of controls. Believe it or not, it became an issue. In other words, I couldn't use push-pull pots or anything like that because I didn't have the depth for it. I've already made the decision to weight relieve this guitar. Of course, it's walnut. We have to. The way we're going to do it is to route these, I guess we'll call them spokes, into the body. So let's clear this up a little bit by showing. So basically, we're going to be taking out this material. These are all just regular sized hole, half-inch, 3/4, 1-inch holes. And then routing the spokes to a central point, which is basically the middle of the bridge humbucker. So we'll be routing out these channels to create these spokes. And hopefully it'll still be strong enough not to explode. And that should do a couple of things. One, it should be a really cool design, and two, it's going to help with the weight relief. So let's make some templates. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to cut out the design over here. You'll be watching on the bench cam. And we're going to double sticky tape the actual template, the design, I should say, to the template, and then we're going to take it over to the bandsaw, rough cut it out, and then we'll clean it up with the oscillating sander. And bench cam. So yeah, let's go cut this thing out. All right, next up, we're gonna cut this thing out pretty roughly on the Mighty Ryobi. But yeah, we're not gonna worry too much about getting super close to the line because we're gonna run it over the sander and get our final shape. And this is a one-off design, so we may change things in the process. All right. I say we, like, well, you know what I mean. Alright, well, I spared you guys a whole bunch of boring stuff that you've seen before. So, here's that template. What I did was went ahead and routed out my mini humbuckers and also my switch cavity and decided on a control cavity. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this basic shape put onto our walnut. And then I'm going to start cutting that out roughly on the bandsaw. And this is the way I'm going to do it. Maybe it's not the best way, maybe it's not the way you would do it. But I'm going to cut this pretty much to size because this is an enormous hunk of wood. So basically I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use my, my router sled to take 1/4 inch, maybe even 3/8 off of this thing. The reason I want to get it roughly into shape before I do that is because it's enormous and I don't want to be here all day. So there are two very distinct different sides to this body blank. There is are almost seamless. You really can't even see where they come together. Side here, and then on this side we have a little bit of what I believe to be sapwood. My neck has the same thing. It has a little bit of heartwood and a little bit of sapwood, creating like a streak on the back of it. This is very similar in pattern and color to the neck. So normally you wouldn't want to see this. This would be the side you put the top on. But I think since my neck looks like this, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to make this the back. It might look cool. It might look stupid. Let's hope it doesn't look stupid. Got my router sled, got my router, 1-inch dado bit, and I'm about to take some off of, I need to take about 3/16, I think it was. I measured it before I put it in, off of this blank, so I'm going to do it in a couple passes. Seems to be the best way to do it. All right. So there it is. It's much, much thinner now. So that's all I'm going to be able to film for today. I have to go and make lobster rolls. I should film that too. So when we come back tomorrow, I will be running the top through the jointer a couple of times. We'll get a nice edge, and we'll glue that up. And here we go. Whoa. Oh. All right, welcome to day 2. Well, day 2 for me, not so much for you. So we've got a ton more to do to this walnut body before we can glue the top on. All right, first things first, I'm going to drill out the control cavities. Now, after making all the dust that I made yesterday on the router sled, I'm going to try to keep the dust down today. So by doing that, I'm just going to probably drill a couple of holes and maybe cut out this control cavity with my jigsaw? I don't know. I guess we'll give that a try. Alright, so who had bets on the first cut would break the blade? Because, good news. You won. Alright, here we are. The template is on, and yeah, I guess we're going to shape the whole thing out, and then I'm going to figure out how to do the spokes. Really haven't thought that one through yet, but we will. Well, now you get to see what happens when things go horribly wrong. I got way too aggressive with the router, and I should have taken more material off, probably at the sander. So yeah, this happened. Oh yeah. But I have all the pieces, and I think I can fix it. Well, since disaster struck and I completely screwed up my guitar, I figured why not keep working on it. How much more damage can I possibly do to it? Well, so the body blank is over there, glued up and curing. We'll get to that another day. Let's see if I can avoid complete catastrophe and run these through the planer a couple times, or through the jointer. Maybe we can end with a glue up on a positive note. Well, that actually seemed to go pretty well, all things considered. So what I have here is a jig that I made to glue up my tops. And basically what you do is clamp one piece of poplar down, put your tops in, then you put the other piece in position, and you put this third piece in between the joint to lift it up just to barely tent the two pieces of maple. Draw this piece of poplar as close to you can as you can, as tight as you can, so that when you pull this piece out, these two pieces stay tented. Then when you push them down, they compress and you get a super tight joint. So, what do you say we give that a... Oh, and just in case they don't, I've got this little piece of wood here that I'm going to put across, and this should hold anything. Well, all right, we are glued up. So yeah, I guess that's it, because I've sabotaged myself once again. So join me next time when I'll be either jumping off the roof or the body will be fine, one or the other. Should be entertaining either way. So do me a huge favor and give me the thumbs up, because you know, everything else has gone wrong, so you might as well just give me that. And subscribe, because the Great Guitar Build-Off is it's here. There's tons of videos coming out. The invitationals have already been sent in. Well, most of them. Yeah. So join me next time, and hopefully everything will be just fine. Hopefully everything I did in this video will be undone by the next video. All right? See you guys next time.